She continues to say that I'm not addressing the topic. No, she herself narrated the report that the Prophet condemned this idea called halala in the severest of words. He cursed. She accepted it. She admitted it. So how on earth can she stand here in front of you, all you people? Hello, sorry, we're having a debate. So, Allahu Akbar. Okay. So how can she stand here and claim that it is something Islamic when the Prophet of Islam is condemning it in the severest of words? What is wrong with your consistency and your honesty and your integrity? Do you have any? Do you have any? So please address my points. And what about the Bible? Do you have any legs to stand on? It's like kettle telling the pot you're black. It's like kettle telling the pot you're black.
We've got him 5 seconds.
Thank you. So, again, Mr. Rashid is saying the Prophet cursed it, but he's failing to see that the Prophet also decreed it. Now, at best, doesn't it make your Prophet seem very confused? That on the one hand, he's giving this law, and then he's cursing this law. Doesn't that say to you something about his prophethood, about whether or not he's someone that you can reliably follow to give you guidance about life? He was also very keen to get away from the schools of fiqh that seem to condone halala marriage. He didn't like the fact that I read out this portion of the Hanafi mandab that said, actually, halala marriage is condoned, that you can only be lawful to your husband if you want to be reconciled to him by consummating the relationship with another man. That the curse isn't a prohibition, that you still have to go and do that. And actually, it is not the only school of fiqh that condones this practice. The Shafi school also says this is from the Reliance of the Traveller: when a free man has pronounced a threefold divorce, the divorced wife is unlawful for him to remarry until she has married another husband in a valid marriage and the new husband has copulated with her. Okay, this is page 7, paragraph 7, okay, of the Reliance of the Traveller. So actually, you are trying to tell me that it's not Islamic. We see it in the Hadith, we see it in the Quran, we see it in at least 2 schools of Islamic law. So please, tell me something a little bit more convincing that it is in fact un-Islamic.
Thank you, Lizzie. Now I'm going to ask you a simple question, and I'm sure you're an honorable person. I have no doubt although I have my reservations about your group. I know Jay Smith, as I believe, is a compulsive liar. He deliberately distorts our faith, like he has done in this case. I have already stated clearly, and you have accepted the fact that the Prophet condemned what you call halala marriage in the severest of words, and you have accepted it, that the Prophet has condemned. Now the other reports, they are talking about normal weddings, normal marriages. A woman is divorced, she goes to another man and she gets married to another man. That's what we call a normal marriage. It is perfectly allowed in Islam. In the Bible, according to Christianity, it is not allowed. Chapter 5 of the book of Matthew, verse 30 onwards, the rules of divorce are there. A woman cannot be divorced. You have not once responded to that point. I wonder why. So it's like kettle telling the pot you're black. Okay, so be consistent about your ethics on divorce and marriage. You cannot be lecturing me on the divorce ethics when we have the Quran. The Quran in categorical terms states that live with your women on beautiful, kind and compassionate terms. Compassionate terms. The Prophet said the best of you are those who are best to their wives. Okay, and in divorce, even in divorce, the Prophet is saying when you divorce them kindly. Do not jeopardize their lives. Do not make their lives difficult. Do not throw them away. Do not abuse them when you divorce them. Okay, and if they want to go and get married to someone else, do not put obstacles in their ways. All of this has been clearly stated. Why are you refusing to accept the fact? And when you quoted the Shafi school of thought, do you know what Maliki said? You misunderstood it. The Shafi school is categorically stating it is a normal wedding. You said it. You said it. It is a normal marriage. So the bottom line is there's no halala marriage in Islam. It has been shown conclusively. Thank you.
I would like to pick up.
Don't waste your time. Debate's finished.
I would like to.
This is your last. This is your last. This is your last point, and then I will have my summary. Okay, and then it's over. Because you spoke first.
Is this a summary now?
No, it's her last.
It's my turn.
Okay. By the way, I do your last point, and then I will have my summary. Okay, and then it's over. because you spoke first.
Is this a summary? Yeah.
No, it's her last. By the way, are you okay? It's your last. No, you can continue. It's your last because we've said what we had to say. We have made our points clear. It's your last term, last time, and my last time after you. Okay.
I want to know why Christianity is not allowed.
Time. Stop now.
Adnan has said repeatedly that this kind of marriage is just a normal marriage. The idea that you can divorce your person, want to be reconciled, and it's somehow perfectly normal to go to another husband or consummate that process in order to be reconciled to your
Not in
husband.
order.
I think surely all of us here, just as reasonable, I'm talking to Muslims, I'm talking to Muslims, talking to everybody, will realise that that is simply just horrific. Why cannot the husband and wife simply have a conversation, simply go to marriage counselling or something like that, sort it out, and be reconciled? Why does Allah make the woman, again this is terrible, no, he doesn't have anything to say to the man about this, why does he make the woman go and consummate a relationship with another man? This is subjugating women, again. And just can I ask you very
Subjugating
quickly,
women.
just-
Remember that. Remember that.
So, do you tell me, do you think the Deobandis, are they Islamic? The Deobandis, are they Islamic, yes or no? The Deobandis, are they Islamic? The Deobandis.
Carry on. Finish your point.
Because
Who are the Deobandis? Who are they? Who are they? Do you know who they are?
Yes, they are from, well, I think they're
From what country?
India, maybe.
So you don't know who Deobandis are. Let's move on. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Darryl, this is what they-
So you don't know who Deobandis are. Let's move on. Your teacher is not teaching you.
This is from Darryl Deoband, okay?
Don't give free.
And this is, I'll read you this. So this is a,
What is Deobandi?
Yeah, what is it?
It's Islamic.
I know what they are. I know what they are. Do you know what they
Do
are?
you think they're Islamic, sir? Yes or no?
What is the...
You don't want to answer the question, but they are Islamic. Okay,
Tell us about
What?
them. Tell us about them.
So this is like an agony aunt case of the
It's the first time I hear this.
I'm not telling, but asking. When a family friend, for the sake of cooperation and to get us together as we have kids, did nikah with my family friend.
Time.
Let her finish your point. Let's be fair.
Did nikah with my wife without any halala conditions, but we all know that we were doing this nikah for halala purpose. Then the divorce and I remarried to my wife. I went to and asked if halala is permissible. As many scholars say that it's haram. If anyone with such an intention I'm very much confused. Please help me. We've had a halala marriage. Please confused if it's
So you just acknowledge that many scholars say it's haram.
Yes, and this
Yes.
person says...
So why are you insisting that it is Islamic?
I'm asking, it's an Islamic scholar answering. If after you came to
So why do you choose this so-called Islamic scholar and reject the 99% of us? Yeah. It's like quoting ISIS as Islam. Okay. Can I have my time now? Because you've had more than enough. You've had more than enough. My last term. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it has become clear. Remember when she said that it is subjugating women. Okay. Firstly, let me explain something. The reason why the Prophet ﷺ said that she has to let her second husband have his rights is because he doesn't want women and men to abuse the concept of divorce. They've had their chance for 3 months to reconcile. One divorce, they wait for a period, which is nearly a month. Another divorce, they wait for another period, which is another month. Then the third divorce. So it is 3 months period when they had the chance to reconcile, they didn't do it. And then divorce happened, right? Yes. And if the woman now says he wants to come back, it's not a game you play with people's lives. There are children involved, there are people involved, so you don't play games. That's why this rule is there, so that you don't play games with divorce. But remember, she said that it is abhorrent, it is disgusting. But look who's talking. Look who's talking. They don't allow divorce. They don't allow divorce. Here we have women who can be divorced if they're not getting on with the husband. If the husband is an abuser, a gangster, a drug dealer, or something like that, a woman can simply go to a judge and seek divorce. She has the right to take divorce from an abuser. In this case, biblically, according to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 30 onwards,
She's an adultery.
she cannot divorce.
And if she
She
married,
cannot have a divorce. Okay, so where is the comparison? Now, with regards to halala, again coming back, she's picking into Deobandis, red fish, blue monkey, red elephant. Do you know this? Is blue elephant Islamic? or is red monkey Islamic? What kind of questions are? You're using someone as your evidence. You need to tell us what they are. I know what they are. I know where they stand. Islamic position, and she acknowledged clearly that scholars, they say it's haram. So why do you pick? It's like using ISIS as an example for Islam. Only extremists like these people can do that. Okay, they have an extreme approach towards Islam. They will go and pick out of 2 billion people, they will choose one person who is the worst example and they say, this is Islam, this is Islam, this is what they're doing. Time up. Thank you very much for having a debate. Thank you very much. The debate over.
But why
Did you learn something today?
Why?
Have you learned something today?
No,
No, have to check, double check if she doesn't bring it there again.
Where are you coming from?
Jesus was not a liar. He was not a hate preacher. On the day of judgment, he will tell the liars to get away from this.
I never knew you. I tell you, I never knew you. He will
No, listen. I have a question. I have a question. Wait.
Question.
I have a question from people like Patrick,
yeah.
a very reasonable man, as I know him. Lizzie, I'm willing to accept that she's reasonable as well. Okay. And because I know these people have human instincts. I'm asking you a question.
Simple question.
Do you not see how you are misrepresenting Islam or faith? Deliberately. You have been told that it is haram in Islam. The Prophet said it's haram. It is cursed. Scholars are saying it is haram. You will go in the house of Islam. You will pick some example, extremists, some lost cases, some misguided people. You will say, this is Islam. Ignore the 99%. Okay. What is you know what the Sunnah is? The Sunnah is what the Prophet said. So when the Prophet said it is cursed, why do you still insist it is Islam?
Okay, can I answer?
The debate is over, but you can answer. Yeah.
You did ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Why are you misrepresenting Islam? That's the question.
Because they hate Islam.
Yeah. No, he asked the question.
I am not misrepresenting. I'm going straight back to your holy books, to the Quran. I'm reading out the Hadith. Okay, I'm reading them as they are. I'm reading.
So when the Prophet cursed it, what do you understand?
I would love to see my lifetime that Islam destroyed.
I read the Quran and I'm asking a question.
No, you're not asking a question. You have made statements on your Facebook page. You have made statements on your YouTube account. You're making videos and you're telling people this is Islam, but it's not Islam.
About the subject.
Adnan, I see Jay Smith, he said, I would love to see in my lifetime
Islam disappeared. Yeah, destroyed.
Jay Smith wants Islam destroyed. You want Islam destroyed. You want. So even if it's true. This is the love of the gospel.
He says, I will love Islam to be destroyed.
The loving gospel of Jesus Christ.
Saved. You see
He wants Islam destroyed.
No,
wait. I will let him finish. Imagine I said that.
Yes.
Imagine I said that. I would be on news.
in the news.
I would be on the news.
But you didn't say it.
Carry on.
You've been in prison for us.
Yes, you are, Mr.
I
President.
go to Quran, I go to Hadith, I read it as it is, and I ask my Muslim friends, please can they explain it to me? Okay? This is what the verse seems to say. I'm the person reading it, and it seems sometimes I bring up the verses that are very difficult, and I ask my Muslim friends, how would you exegete those verses? Okay? And if there is a useful version, if there is a reasonable way of explaining, then I would like to
Today, what did you learn today?
I would like to hear it.
Okay,
And
did
I
you
would like
learn-
to know if it's convincing. Okay?
Did you
That's
learn
not
today?
misrepresenting Islam.
Okay.
It's just being truthful about it.
Okay. What did you learn today? What did you learn after this discussion today? What did you learn?
I will tell you that I'm not convinced by your argument.
Even though
convinced. You had the last say, so it's my turn to talk.
Okay, wait. I'm asking a question. So we're specific. So we are hitting the nail on the head. Even though there is no. Wait. I'm asking a question. So we're specific. So we are hitting the nail on the head. Even though there is no evidence whatsoever for halala marriage in Islam? Number one, no evidence. No evidence.
I've shown you
Okay.
I've shown you
Show me halala marriage anywhere in Islam.
the Quran. I've shown you, given you 3 hadith. I've given you 2.
It is not. It's normal.
Okay.
It is normal marriage. Do you know what that means?
Can I just say it's your turn now to show me your evidence? If I've got this
My
wrong,
evidence
please
is
let me
what you're
finish.
calling halala was categorically
You have not-
in words. The Prophet used the same
Listen,
words.
listen.
Muhallil, la'an Allah. Prophet said it is the curse of God be upon the one who does this. Halala.
Please
Come on,
clarify.
come on,
Okay,
come on,
so
Christians, come on.
Let's do it from a numbers game, okay? I gave you 3 hadith, 1 Quranic verse, 2 schools of
It doesn't mean that.
You've got-
The word halala is not there.
Adnan, let her finish.
Hadith. 1 hadith versus 6.
Listen.
Maybe you can bring me something else. Something from the Maliki, something from the Hanbali, another hadith, something else that means that I've got it completely wrong. But you actually
Lizzie, wait.
You need to
Are you
provide your evidence
are you
if you want to
deliberately
convince
ignoring
me
what I'm saying?
that halal marriage is not Islamic.
Okay,
and you have not done
Okay,
that.
Lizzie.
All you've done is about to
Lizzie.
and said it over and over again.
Listen, are you truthful? You wanted to find the truth. Are you truthful in that?
I'm very
Sincerely.
You tell me something I've said.
Listen.
You tell me something I've said that's not
Do you know
sincere.
what are the conditions of marriage in Islam?
The conditions of marriage in
Suppose
Islam.
a woman divorced 3 times and she wanted to marry again. What is the condition of marrying again? Do you know what is it?
Well, according to Surah 2, ayah 230, okay, if she's been divorced and
She's-
wants to be reconciled,
condition-
to her
okay,
husband,
just a minute.
she needs to consummate that marriage.
Just a minute,
not
just
the
a
answer to
minute.
this question.
This is not the answer. I'm asking you. Do you know what are the conditions if a woman wanted to divorce another man? What is the condition there?
No, maybe you can explain to me.
Okay. One of the main condition, it shouldn't be temporary. First of all, they shouldn't intend to divorce. They should intend to establish another family. That's what they have. Now, if it didn't work out, their life, and she found that this man, the other man, is bad, is worse than the first one. Then after she's divorced from the new one, she's entitled to go back to the first if she wish. If she doesn't wish, she's entitled to marry any other man. Which means the condition of marriage applies everywhere. Doesn't mean she's entitled to go to marry someone temporarily, and he is thinking, I'm going to divorce her the next day. He's not allowed to do that in Islam. This called mut'ah in Islam, in Sunnah.
Okay, wait.
Halala,
This is what halala is when there's an intention
Listen, do you mean
to
what
divorce a woman. Wait. When there's an intention to divorce a woman, before you get married to her, there's an intention that this woman will be divorced so that she can go back to her first husband. This is what halala is. Okay, wait. Now, in Islam, this is absolutely
You said you wanted to
haram.
know. You said you wanted to learn. So I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you. Listen, I'm teaching and saying to you. that تنكح in Islam, when Allah said in the Quran, the Arabic word, حتى تنكح زوجا غيره, which means until she marry another man. Yeah.
Right, so can I just give you my
The meaning marry another man, the condition of marriage,
you
it
can.
shouldn't be temporary. Do you understand?
So did you learn
Anytime,
something?
did you learn this?
Right, so
Are you open to that truth? Yes. Okay. Just want to know if you're open to that truth.
Okay, say it.
Debate.
Okay.
Of course, I will listen. I
Sure,
need to be
okay.
allowed to
Go
speak.
ahead, please.
So I appreciate that what you're saying is that temporary marriage is not allowed. However, can you show me from your sources, can you show me from the Hadith or the Tafsirs or the Quran, okay, where this temporary aspect is prohibited, it's absolutely banned?
The very hadith.
Okay, I'm talking to him now. I'm asking if he can show that to me.
Okay.
All right? Because also, I mean, a lot of the debate about this, I've been reading up about the debate about halal, is about intentionality. The idea that, you know, it's what it's haram if you somehow go into the marriage with the intention of getting divorced again.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, yeah,
Now,
that's
I've heard that argument, but what I'm not seeing in the Hadith or the Quran or the Tafsirs is really any unpacking of this intentionality. It seems like what the Quran is saying and what the Hadith is saying is it's a question that really is the heart, is lawfulness, not intentionality. Do you see what I mean?
There are many hadith. Yeah.
Either way, the issue is more the issue of lawfulness, because that's what the Quran says.
He will give you the
And
report.
The intentionality is a secondary.
Just a minute. Now here, no. The secondary is the main issue, because in Islam there is 2 conditions for any act of worship in Islam. First of all, it has to be the intention, and as well it has to
Did
be
you say act of marriage? Did you say
anything in Islam. It has to be under 2 main conditions. Anything in Islam.
Intention.
The intention is the first one. You have to
Primary.
have. That's the first thing.
Do you
And
have,
then
where are your sources? So when you say
The first hadith of Bukhari.
the first hadith of Bukhari, if you read it, yeah, in the
All action
due to the intention. So it has to be
all
intention.
actions are based upon intentions. That's number one hadith.
That's
All
second
actions.
hadith. من جاء بغير ما عليه أمرنا فهو رد. Whatever who brings something which is our way, our methodology is not from us, then it is rejected. Yeah, which means this is the second condition. So it has to be first of all the intention. The second thing has to be following the guidance of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So those are the two main conditions: marriage, divorce, and all these things. Now,
Everything.
Now, if I intend to marry someone, if I have intention to divorce, this marriage is already negated. It's already not valid. Why? Because it's not allowed to do that. You understand? So that's the first thing. The second point, when we say where is the temporary marriage, there are many hadith that the Prophet, peace be upon him, he condemned the temporary marriage. Not only that.
Can you quote those?
Yeah, for example, we have the narration of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he prohibited that.
Can you give
Yeah, Bukhari, you could find it.
Muta marriage.
The Muta marriage
Prophet.
condemned by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Haram.
So he said it's haram. So it's clear cut is haram.
Okay, can you give me the number?
I'll show it to you right now.
Get it there. So anyway, we have many hadith that says that the temporary marriage is not allowed. Now, when Allah says in the Quran, حتى تنكح زوجا غيره.
Okay,
We're in danger. Sorry, aren't we?
if we show it to you, no, but if we show it to you that temporary marriage is haram in Islam, will that change your mind? Will that change your mind?
First of all,
We're going to get to some conclusions.
Because listen,
We really want to get to the bottom of it.
Guys, going to
Okay.
Yeah, Muta.
please let me talk.
one second.
Okay, say.
We've got 2 against 1 at the moment. We should be 1 against 1 really.
You are involved. Come here. We're okay.
Yeah, you can come in as well if you want.
Come in. Be 2-2.
I think, are we not confusing two different things? One is
No.
temporary marriage, and one is halala marriage, okay? Where a woman wants to be
Can you say?
reconciled.
Can I say? What is okay? Can you define? Can you define what's halal marriage?
I'll define the difference between the two. Okay, so halala marriage, according to the Quran, is Surah 2, Ayat 230, where a woman who wants to be reconciled to her first husband has to marry another man, consummate it, and go back. And
So,
wait a minute.
okay.
This is just
Is it lawful marriage or not lawful marriage?
And muta marriage, yeah, is this right? Temporary marriage is really all that it is. You get married just for a period of time, and then you get divorced. And actually, it's nothing. The reconciliation element is not.
So
nothing
the
to
question.
do with that.
So the question is.
Are we talking about two different things?
No. We're talking about one thing. The
Yeah, halal marriage.
The
Ask
muta
them to
marriage.
define.
What's the halal marriage? What is it?
Definition.
Is it for a period of time or is it for not
No,
a
no.
period of time? When we say halala, someone wants to marry halala. When I say halala, someone wants to marry halala. Does he need to marry for a temporary time?
No, because the
Or
intention is halala. Wait.
The intention is halal. What is that?
halala, right?
What is it?
Lizzie, are you listening? Wait, let her come back up. When you call it halala marriage, it is very obvious you're referring to something that is already known as halala marriage before it is conducted. Agreed? Yes?
Okay,
Yes?
whatever
Come
you
on.
want to call it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
No, you call it. You're calling it halala marriage. You started it.
Doesn't Islam call it?
No, it doesn't. Islam doesn't call it that. No. There's no such thing as halala
I'm
marriage.
referring to the practice that your Quran talks about in Surah 2, Ayat 230.
And what is that practice?
Yeah, okay, say.
Explain.
Say. Read it.
And if he has divorced her
Yeah.
the third time, then she is not lawful unto him thereafter until she has married another husband.
Marriage.
Okay?
Is it lawful
My
marriage?
question
Is it lawful
always,
marriage?
You know what
or not?
marriage is?
why
Do you know what
doesn't
marriage
Allah
is?
simply allow
You know what
them to
marriage is?
reconcile?
I will tell you something.
Okay.
But no, just a minute. I'm answering her. I'm answering her. I'm answering her.
Sorry.
I know you are talking
I'm
to
answering her.
Yes.
Listen, a very simple thing. And a very simple thing.
No, we've already had
Another simple thing.
This is discussion.
Listen, Lizzie.
No, marriage.
When we
marriage,
say
marriage.
until she marry another man,
the
which
definition of
means
marriage?
the definition of marriage. First of all, the two sides has to agree. There should be as well two witnesses. There should be people that have to be announced.
And no
So that
intention of
So there is no any intention that they're gonna marry for a temporary. So that's how it is.
Okay,
Do you understand?
let's say,
Did you get this?
Okay, let me say for the
Did you
sake-
get this?
Okay, please let me talk.
Did you get it? Yes or no? Because
Multiple times. I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah.
Right?
So you got it.
So I appreciate that what you're saying is that what is haram is that it cannot be like a thing of convenience. It cannot be done temporarily simply in order to get to be reconciled.
No.
Okay, that's
No.
what you're saying. Is that right?
No, if that element is there, that what we're saying is, if
It's
there
not
is an
wrong.
element,
It's
if
wrong.
no,
That's
if,
not what you're saying.
wait, let me explain. If there is an element of abnormality, because a marriage contract is well known in Islam, it is a marriage contract. That's what it's called, and it has conditions. Okay, any abnormality involved will render the contract null and void. Do you understand that?
Right. So let's say that let's say I accept your argument for the sake of argument. Okay, that any kind of temporary convenience element is wrong and haram and forbidden. Okay. anyway, isn't it just plain wrong to put on a woman the condition that she has to go and remarry somebody else in order to be? Why does the Quran add this for the reconciliation?
Let me answer.
Why does it?
Let me tell
I mean,
you.
why doesn't the
Let me
Quran?
tell
Can I
you.
finish?
Yeah.
Why doesn't the Quran say if you get a divorce, you can go and marry again? Full stop. Why doesn't it say that?
I will tell you
Why
so.
does it say
I will tell you how.
that in order for your
Because in the
first
same
marriage
verse,
to be
look.
reconciled,
Okay.
you have to do this thing? Why doesn't Allah simply say?
Now let me respond.
Go
Listen.
to
I understand your question.
and be reconciled.
I got your question. I understand. You don't need to repeat.
Undermine that physical
You are repeating. You're doing
yes,
circles.
yes, no problem. Let her finish.
Morality
Let her go on.
and sanctity of marriage.
Okay.
Why does Allah
Okay.
do that? Why does
Listen,
He not
let her carry on.
Yeah, okay.
simply be
Okay.
reconciled?
You want to say more? You want to say more?
All right. Listen.
No, you can
Listen to this. Listen, Lisa. I'm talking to you. Listen, Lisa. I'm talking to you. Listen. There is a whole chapter in Quran about divorce. A whole chapter about the divorce. And God said in the Quran, the divorce, first of all, before the people get to the divorce, there are things that should be done. Yeah?
Procedures.
Procedures. It's not something which is like, someone who'll divorce. First of all, that the people, before it happens, then they have to try
Arbitration.
to arbitration. First of all, they have to discuss between themselves. Then after that, if they didn't work,
3 months.
Then not 3 months. Then they bring someone from her relative, someone who is, for example, her father, or someone who's wise from her family. And as well, he will bring someone who those are not biased. Then they're gonna come and discuss to keep the marriage together. Yeah. If it didn't work, to negotiate those ones, you said seeking advice. That's what you said in the beginning. Seeking advice.
Good.
In Islam, listen
Why
to
does it
this.
say this
Listen to this.
Why does it have to say this too?
Listen, I didn't interrupt you. Listen. The other thing, what happened now? If these two people they will discuss and they will see there is no way to go and the problems happens, then they are entitled to divorce. First of all. First divorce. Then they will stay for 3 months. Up to the 3 months, the divorce is there. Yeah. Now, if the divorce not happen, then if he return her back, for example, both of them they agreed to go together. Yeah. So the divorce is not something that's again you divorce and then the next day she comes back, and then until infinity times of divorce. There have to be limit. So the people they don't play games with the divorce because it breaks the heart of the people. If a woman is divorced, for example, you know what happens to the woman when she divorced. You know what happens to the man when he's divorced. So it's not something small. So they have another chance. Let me finish. They have another chance.
Be patient because
Then the next chance. Then they have another chance. They get together. The problems happen. Listen. The problem happens. Then they have to bring back again 2 people again. Then the same problem. Divorce another time. The third time, there is no way, which means they have enough opportunity of divorces.
Yes.
That's how it's
a procedure.
No, you understand?
1 second. I want to make a point. You said
You're not answering my question.
No, I am.
No, you're coming in every time and talking
Wait,
to me.
his
You've
point.
not answered my question.
Lizzie, I am answering your question right now. I'm answering your question.
Why doesn't Allah simply let them be reconciled?
Very good question.
Why not?
Can I
answer
respond to
now.
it? Can I respond to it? Can I respond to it? Why cannot God just simply let you go? Why does he have to kill someone on the cross? Why does he simply not let you go? Why can he not simply let you go? Why is God so cruel that he has to kill his own son on the cross? Can you answer that question? Once you answer that question, then I will answer your question. Why God has to do things like that? Okay, answer my question. So this is why the debate is over. You know, in the 19th century, similarly, a Christian scholar was having a debate with a Muslim scholar.
I wish you are honest.
Why couldn't God? Why couldn't God save the Prophet's grandson? The Muslim scholar rhetorically responded, God was crying. So the Christian scholar asked, why was God crying? God was crying, he responded, because I couldn't save my own son. How could I save your grandson? Right? So same answer comes back to you.
You know what?
So why can God not simply forgive your sins?
Because you said you wanted to ask a question, yeah? And after that, you said you wanted to know that you said why they didn't have a reconciling. No. And